Yo, what's up guys, it's Zach. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at our rail KRONOS and how it's been a little bit updated and things, a little bit more damage and tracking speed, which is really nice. So today I've got for you just a run-of-the-mill rail KRONOS. It's nothing fancy like I would normally do. I think this is pretty much just like a run-of-the-mill sort of fit, nothing too expensive or anything. No crazy implant sets and stuff. Just drag that down a little bit so we can see the rigs. Yeah, so I've just went for the 425mm railguns, the Bastion module, of course, because Marauder, some tractor beam and salvager because we'll get some big bonuses to that on the ship. There is a couple of things we have pimped. One of them is the micro warp drive. Now, the micro warp drives on these give just so much to the capacitor, depending on which one you're going to pick. So the more money you can spend, really, the better. And I'll just show you what I mean if we just use the compare tool right here. So I did a video on this recently, but here's a quick TLDR. So if you put a micro warp drive on your ship, it's going to reduce your overall capacitor, like pool, like points, you know. So if you're just chucking on like a Tech 2, you're going to lose 20% of your overall cap. And that's like for a PvE ship, that's not really good because most of the time you're going to rely on like long run times or stability and things like that to run your reps or your shield boosters and things. So I've just saw this within like the best ones at the top, obviously. So when you put the Gistex and the Corex on, you don't get any hit at all. Now I'm on CC right now, so I can't check the prices, but I believe one of them was like more expensive than the other, and one was like all right priced or something. So yeah, take that as you will, but I would really recommend, even if you get one of these like 3%, 5% ones, obviously not that officer one, I should have removed that earlier. But yeah, even the Gist B, because we're not really relying on speed for these. All we need is like a low capacitor pool hit from them. So yeah, and even the restrained one in that's like minus 25%, so they're like no good. Cap goes down to like pretty much nothing, and we'll have got a couple of cap mods on the ship as well. So yeah, just food for thought guys. Definitely spend some money on the micro warp drive if you can, and that's even if you really want to use a micro warp drive. Obviously we're rail fit, so we've got like full like across the grid damage, so most of the time you might not even need to use it, but it is actually handy for getting to places like a gate or whatever, or somewhere where you haven't MJD to and things like that, just like short little journeys. So it can be, it's worth it for like the speed in the mission, but it can be also worth to save the money and like put another cap mod or something there, or the like another web. And then we've got a large cap battery. Obviously I think these are like a staple in the game now, especially for the battleships, because you get so much from them. Trying computer with the optimal range script in, just so we'll get like crazy range on the rails there. We've got the micro jump drive. Obviously if we're landing a group of frigates and things, we can just MJD out and then still kill them in like one shot from 100 kilometers away. And if we do sort of get like scrammed because you can't use the MJD, then we'll just use the grappler. So T2 or whatever one you can use, or if you want to spend a bit more money, get the domination or the shadow one, which is really nice. So grapplers work really well against small ships because the closer they are, the stronger they're going to get webbed and slowed down. It's still going to be pretty hard for the rails to hit them though, but it's going to help your drones a little bit apply to them. The only other thing I would say with the grappler there, if you remove the micro warp drive, if you're not a fan of that, if you put a standard webifier like a Tech 2 stasis web, they don't actually stack with a heavy grappler one, so you get like a really strong like reduction in speed from both of them. So they're pretty nice. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, so that's food for thought there as well. And in the lows, we haven't went too crazy. I think any Marauder pilot really should be pimping the damage mods, and we've actually only got 3 on this, and the rest are tank, so it's pretty decently tanked as well. So we've got damage control 2, core C type large armor rep, not too crazy. Again, spend money or cheap out as you will, right? Damage mods like we said. Multi-spectrum energized membrane, and that works really well with the reactive armor hardener. So double check your compensation skills for your armor, because that really affects these energized membranes. So it's your thermal, kinetic, EM and explosive resistances compensation. Sorry, let's have a look in armor real quick. Yeah, so we've got compensation. Yeah, so all of the compensation ones here. And these will give you 5% bonus to the like whatever damage type it is, level to the armor coatings or energized plates. So that's really nice. A lot of people think that they're like for the active ones as well, but they're obviously not. So yeah, just Okay, and then in the rigs, we've got more cap. Now, I would really like a locust rig, because with rails or beams or anything, locust rigs give you just so much optimal range. But we've got the Tran computer, so I didn't really see the need, right? But yeah, again, take this as like a template and then fit it to your playstyle pretty much. But yeah, pretty good. I really like the Rail KRONOS. It's probably the one I would use the most. The polarized one, obviously, it's really good for just looking at the crazy like damage numbers and things, but this will out DPS it probably in most missions, because all you're going to do is land on grid and then you've got like 81 kilometer range there. Let's just sim it up so the Tran computer's on. And the Bastion. So optimal is 51 kilometers and 122k, and it's not very often you're going to be shooting something that's like less than 100 kilometers even with rails, so you're doing like quite a bit of damage even out to that point. And speaking of damage, we are 2126.9 DPS. We haven't got any mad implants. I would think like Marauder pilots would at least have something, so I've just went for all 3%, like 20 militia or whatever. So we've got repair systems for armor rep 3%, Triton speed 3%, capacitor 3%. There wasn't really much else to put in there, and we've got the 3% damage mods and everything, and just some really cheap synth exile repair drugs. So yeah, you get a decent amount of rep for them. So it's 6%, and because that armor rep reps so much, like 6% is a good amount for the cost of the drug, so definitely recommend that. But yeah, this is probably something similar to what I would use myself, although I would probably pimp it out a little bit more. But like I say, this is generally I would think a general rail setup, which if you're looking to save a little bit of cash and run a KRONOS, you can, because this thing is actually going to be pretty insane. I'll probably overlay some footage now as we go, unless I've had it on already. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That's the rail update done, and I will see you in the next one.